The forest was silent, wrapped in a blanket of heavy night. Branches twisted like dark claws, and the wind hissed like a warning from unseen mouths. 16-year-old Ren stood alone, clutching the battered sword left by his father. His chest rose and fell in uneven rhythm, his palms slick with sweat, his gaze caught between fear and stubborn resolve. For days he had heard it. A voice, faint but sharp, whispering his name from the depths of the shadows. Tonight he followed it, and his legs carried him here, to this forgotten place. He remembered his father's final words, carved into his memory. Ren, one day you will face the shadow inside yourself. When that day comes, you must not run. His knees trembled, but he clenched his teeth. I won't run, he muttered, the words fragile, yet carrying the spark of defiance. A sudden glow broke the dark. Blue light shimmered and gathered, shaping into a girl. She was ethereal, radiant, her eyes heavy with sorrow. Ren's throat tightened. Who are you? His voice cracked. She answered gently, her tone edged with grief. I am Mirai, guardian of the ancient flame. I came to guide you, but your path is fire and tears. She reached out, her hand transparent and warm. When it touched his chest, searing heat carved a crimson mark across his heart. Pain surged, yet strength rose with it. Mirai's gaze sharpened. From this moment, you are no longer only a boy. You are Arcadia's last hope. Ren staggered back, clutching his chest as the burning mark pulsed like a second heartbeat. Every throb sent waves of heat through his veins, mixing agony with a strange rising strength. He gasped, trying to steady himself, but his voice broke. Why me? I'm just nobody. Fear sharpened every word. Yet somewhere in the cracks, a flicker of hope shone. Mirai's gaze softened, her sorrow heavier than the night itself. You are chosen because you carry the flame of blood. Arcadia is falling, and only one who bears this mark can stand against the coming darkness. Her words carried both comfort and cruelty, like a fate he could not refuse. Ren's fists trembled. He wanted to scream, to throw the sword aside, but another thought pierced him. His father's eyes, the weight of his last breath. With clenched teeth, he whispered, If I run, his death means nothing. His fear twisted into raw determination. The trees shook violently, shadows rising like smoke. From the darkness, a monstrous figure emerged, its body stitched of bones and tar, eyes glowing like burning coals. The air grew colder, pressing down like an ocean of dread. Ren froze, every muscle screaming to flee. Mirai stepped beside him, her voice sharp with urgency. This is your trial. Face it, or the mark will consume you. Ren lifted his sword with shaking arms. His chest burned, his fear roared, but his eyes blazed with fragile resolve. He shouted more to himself than the beast, I won't run! The monster's roar shattered the night, shaking leaves from the trees. Its claws dug into the soil, and every step cracked the ground. Ren's throat dried, his grip on the sword slippery with sweat. His heart screamed louder than his mind. Run! But the memory of his father's voice cut through. He forced his legs to hold. Focus, Ren! Mirai's tone snapped like lightning. She raised her hand, summoning a faint shield of blue light between him and the beast. Her face twisted with strain, every breath heavy, yet her eyes stayed locked on him. Your courage fuels the flame. Don't let fear smother it. Ren bit down on panic, raised his sword, and lunged. His swing was clumsy, desperate, but the blade sparked with crimson energy as it cut the air. The monster shrieked, smoke spilling from the wound, though it barely staggered. Ren's chest flared with pain, the mark pulsing harder, and he stumbled. The creature retaliated, its claw slicing past his shoulder. Heat and blood erupted. Ren cried out, dropping to one knee. His vision blurred, rage and despair crashing together. I can't, he whispered, tears burning his eyes. Mirai knelt beside him, her voice trembling but fierce. You can. The flame awakens only when the heart accepts both fear and hope. Stand, Ren. Prove you are worthy. He drew a ragged breath, gripping the sword tighter. Pain lanced through him, but his eyes cleared. He rose, trembling yet unbroken, and faced the beast again. The monster's roar tore through the trees, shaking leaves loose like rain. Ren's arms quivered as he gripped the sword, his body begging to collapse. Yet the crimson glow on his chest burned brighter, refusing to let him yield. He shouted, voice raw and unsteady, "I won't fall." The beast lunged. Its claws slammed into Mirai's shield, shattering it into shards of blue light. She staggered back, pain flashing in her eyes, yet she forced a steady tone. "Good. Keep fighting. The flame answers you." Her words held both pride and sorrow. Ren charged, blade blazing red fire. He struck the creature's hide. Sparks exploded, smoke hissed, but it roared on, unbroken. Panic clawed at Ren's chest, whispering failure. He remembered his father's face, the weight of his final words. Tears blurred his sight. "I won't waste his sacrifice." The beast's arm swept down, knocking him into the dirt. Pain ripped through his ribs, his sword nearly slipping free. Darkness threatened to swallow him. Mirai's voice pierced his haze, fierce and trembling. "Ren, listen to your heart. Pain proves you live." With a groan, Ren rose, blood dripping, fear still clinging. His sword glowed brighter, pulsing with his heartbeat. Courage and fear fused into something stronger, resolve. The beast froze, sensing change. Ren's eyes burned, not with terror, but with fire ready to strike. The beast loomed over him, shadows dripping like smoke from its jagged frame. Ren steadied his breath, eyes wide as terror and fury battled within. Then, as the crimson mark seared hotter, he saw it clearly, the monster's face twisting with his own features. His heart lurched. "It's me," he whispered, voice cracking. Realization struck like lightning. The horror before him was no stranger but his own fear-given flesh. Mirai's eyes softened, heavy with sorrow. "At last you see. This is no enemy of flesh, but the shadow you carry. Defeat it, or the mark will devour you." Her tone carried both warning and hope, trembling as if she remembered countless others who had failed this trial. The monster lunged, claws slashing. Ren rolled aside, pain screaming in his ribs, dirt scraping his skin. His arms shook, but he forced the blade up. "If you're my fear," he growled, "then I'll cut you down." Crimson fire burst along the steel, blazing brighter as his resolve hardened. He charged, striking deep. The beast shrieked, smoke pouring from its wound, but its retaliation slammed him backward. Blood filled his mouth. Despair clawed again. Mirai cried out, voice raw. "Rise, Ren. Only by embracing weakness can you forge true strength." Ren staggered, body trembling, yet a calm spark lit inside. Fear had not vanished, but he accepted it. With one steady breath, he rose tall, blade burning like dawn. The beast faltered. For the first time, the shadow feared him. The beast charged again, claws slicing through soil and stone. Ren no longer shrank back. The crimson mark on his chest beat with his pulse, flooding his limbs with fire. His wounds ached, blood dripping down his arm, but his gaze did not falter. "I accept you," he growled, voice hoarse yet steady. "You are my fear, but you will not own me." The monster froze, its burning eyes flickering with doubt. Mirai gasped, awe breaking through sorrow. "He's doing it, binding fear into strength." Her voice trembled, part pride, part disbelief. Ren lifted his sword. The crimson flame blazed brighter, painting the night in red light. The beast lunged, but Ren roared, charging to meet it. Their clash shook the forest, sparks and shadows spiraling upward. Pain seared through his side as a claw tore past, but he pressed forward, driving his blade into the creature's chest. A scream erupted, so loud it rattled the trees. The beast writhed, its body unraveling into smoke. Piece by piece, the shadow dissolved into the night. Ren staggered, gasping, but did not fall. Dropping to one knee, he wiped blood from his mouth, lips curling into a faint, broken smile. I did it. The words trembled, yet carried relief. Mirai approached, her eyes shining faintly. You faced yourself and endured. Few survive such a trial. Her tone carried warning, but pride as well. Above them, silence returned until a deeper roar echoed far beyond, darker and heavier than the last. The forest stilled after the shadow's fall, the air heavy with smoke that curled into the night sky. Ren leaned on his sword, chest heaving, sweat and blood staining his torn clothes. The crimson mark pulsed softly, no longer searing but steady, as if recognizing his triumph. For a heartbeat, silence wrapped him, fragile yet victorious. Mirai stepped closer, her glow dim but steady. Sorrow lingered in her eyes, though pride touched her voice. You survived the trial of shadow. Few endure such pain. She looked toward the horizon, where the moon hid behind crimson clouds. Her tone dropped to a whisper. But this is only the beginning. Ren tightened his grip on the blade. His body ached, but his spirit refused to bend. If that was my own fear, then what waits beyond? His words trembled, yet fire burned beneath. Mirai raised her hand. Far away, faint red lights stained the clouds, and thunder rumbled like distant drums. Arcadia bleeds. The Shadow King awakens, feeding on despair. Villages already fall, swallowed in darkness. Ren's heart thudded, fear pressing at his chest, yet he let it sharpen him. If I could face myself, then I can face him. His voice cracked, but resolve stood firm. Mirai's faint smile carried both pride and grief. Then we leave this forest. Ahead lies the road of heroes and graves. The wind shifted, carrying the bitter scent of smoke. Their true journey had begun. They left the forest at dawn. Mist clung to the ground, but beyond it, smoke rose in black pillars. Ren's breath caught as the first village came into view, houses reduced to ash, the air thick with silence where laughter once lived. His hand clenched the sword so tight his knuckles whitened. They didn't even have a chance. His voice trembled, heavy with rage and sorrow. Mirai walked beside him, her glow faint under the morning light. The Shadow King spreads despair like fire. Each soul broken, each tear shed, feeds his darkness. Her tone carried grief, but also urgency. Ren knelt near a fallen toy, its edges burned. The weight of helpless lives pressed on him, yet his chest burned hotter. Then I'll fight for them. I won't let his darkness devour everything. His words shook, but determination rooted deep. A sudden cry pierced the silence. Survivors huddled near the ruins, eyes wide with terror. Behind them, shadow-born creatures rose from the smoke-twisted figures, with jagged limbs and hollow eyes. Ren's grip tightened. Fear flared in his gut, but he embraced it, letting it sharpen his resolve. Stay behind me, he told the villagers, voice raw but steady. Mirai raised her hand, weaving blue fire into a shield. Her tone hardened. This is no trial, Ren. These are the armies of despair. If you fall here, Arcadia falls with you. The creatures charged. Ren lifted his blade, crimson flame roaring. His heart thundered with fear, sorrow, and unbreakable will. The shadow creatures swarmed, claws scraping earth as their hollow eyes glowed. Ren stood firm, crimson fire racing along his blade. Fear throbbed in his chest, yet he steadied it, drawing strength from the survivors huddled behind. I won't let you fall, he said, voice trembling but resolute. The first creature leapt. Ren swung, fire carving through its body. Smoke scattered, but more surged forward. His arms ached. Sweat blurred his sight, yet he fought on, each strike sharpened by rage and sorrow. Behind him, Mirai's blue shield shimmered. Her tone was fierce, commanding, "Focus. Let the flame guide your rhythm." Ren closed his eyes briefly, the mark beating with his heart. Fear moved with him now, shaping every blow. The sword burned arcs of light, cutting down shadows that dissolved into the night. Still, the horde pressed, endless as waves. Ren staggered, his knees buckling, the cries of villagers piercing his spirit. From the tide of darkness, a taller figure emerged clad in black armor, aura crushing. The air itself grew heavy, pressing against Ren's chest. Mirai's eyes widened, dread breaking her calm. A general of the Shadow King. Ren's grip tightened. Exhaustion weighed heavy, but fire burned in his eyes. "Then I'll face him." His voice cracked, yet will anchored him. The general raised a blade of pure night. The true battle had begun. The Shadow General towered over Ren, its blade of darkness humming with power. Each swing split the ground, forcing Ren back step by step. His body ached, every wound screaming, yet he refused to yield. Behind him, the villagers clung to hope, their eyes fixed on him as if his flame was the last light left. Mirai's shield flickered, her voice breaking but fierce. "Ren, if you fall, Arcadia falls too." The general struck again, darkness crashing against crimson fire. Ren's arms shook, his vision blurred, but he roared, pushing forward. "I won't break." The mark on his chest blazed, crimson light flooding through him. Memories surged his father's final words. The night of loss, the fear he had endured. They no longer chained him, they forged him. Tears burned his eyes, but his voice rose higher. "My fear, my sorrow, my hope, I carry them all." The general staggered, its blade trembling as Ren's fire swelled. With a final cry, Ren drove his sword forward. Crimson flame erupted, devouring the shadow. The armored figure shattered into black smoke, dissolving into the wind. Silence fell. Ren collapsed to his knees, gasping, sweat and blood dripping. The villagers' sobs turned to fragile cheers. Mirai knelt beside him, pride softening her sorrowful gaze. "You've lit a flame no darkness can drown." Ren looked to the horizon, where crimson clouds still churned. His journey was not finished, but for tonight, Arcadia had hope.